Okay, so this barrel seems to be non-standard. So I can measure the diameter. Right, so that is 89.28, which does tally with just measuring it like this, 9.28. So yeah, it seems to be a non-standard size. It's been bored out. That's bigger than 40 oversized. So the piston has got these extra grooves cut into the skirt. There's 3 grooves, and then obviously the ring grooves, 2 compression and 1 oil scraper. So yeah, and the crown is slightly unusual as well. There's a distinct step there, a 90-degree step, and then the curve up onto the top, and obviously the cutaways for the valves themselves. So yeah, it's definitely a non-standard piston. So I wonder what this has been done to this engine. Looks as if that could have been machined. Difficult to tell. I think if you go too far oversized, then you need to drill out or bore out rather the crankcases to take a bigger barrel, or a bigger liner. So the conrod, it looks to be standard. It's got the 41-550 embossed on it. As I say, it looks to be a standard rod, which will be 90mm stroke. It's difficult to see underneath the piston on camera, but this is what's under there. It actually says JAHNS yarns, which turns out to be quite significant. I'll come back to that in a minute. But it's an American company that makes forged racing pistons, amongst other things, and they're still in business. It turns out the name has changed, but they're still going. So I went onto the BSA B50.org forum and asked the question, and it turns out, thanks to everybody on there that replied, but it seems that there was a BSA approved big bore kit available in the USA only, developed by the BSA USA people at the time back in the early 70s, and it's actually described in this article, which was published in 72, I think it is, or 73 is the date on this particular magazine. But this talks about a 600cc kit for the B50, and the article itself describes it. It gets a bit odd. It talks about a 90mm piston, which isn't correct. But it talks about 600 cc's for a start. It actually works out to be considerably less than 600. But it mentions in here, I think, an 89mm diameter piston, and says that there's some kind of compromise. They must have tried different sizes and honed in on 89mm as a sensible proposition. Um, the liner apparently comes from some company called LA Liners, and the piston is from Yarns. So that fits the piston that I've got, and they say how wonderful it is, of course. But and they also claim, or state in the article itself, that it's not 600 cc's, which obviously clearly isn't if it's an 89mm piston. So yeah, that all ties in. It looks like the right liner, the right piston matches what I've got on my machine here. So that's all good. And in working out the numbers, uh, yeah, I mean the standard bore and stroke is 84 by 90mm, which gives 499 cc's. My bore is near enough 89.25, which gives, and it's a standard conrod, so it gives me 563 cc's. So again, it's not 550. Sorry, not five. It's not certainly not 600, and I think it was actually marketed as a 580 cc big bore upgrade. But again, it's not that either, so it's all a bit strange, really. I found a kit here on eBay, which is effectively exactly what I've got by the looks of it. I think the kit itself was just the piston and the liner. This particular eBay listing has got a conrod as well, but it does say that it's a standard conrod and the crank pin. So this one says it's 88.75 millimeters diameter. So if mine is 20 thou oversized, 20 thou is near enough half a millimeter. So half millimeter on top of 88.75 is 89.25. So again, that ties in. So I do think I've got this LA sleeve and the yarns piston, forged piston. So that looks to be what's happened to this bike. Someone has bought one of these big bore kits in the USA and fitted it, and that's what I've ended up with back here in the UK. So quite good, really. I'm going to have to think about contacting the insurance company, I suppose, to let them know it's a bigger capacity than I declared to them before, and also probably the DVLA, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Centre in the UK, because this capacity on the registration document doesn't match what the bike actually has. So yeah, interesting, but that's how it's worked out. Good. Thanks for watching.